Because usually you realize when you're not healed by somebody pressing up against your triggers. Somebody pressing up against those wounds that you thought went away because time heals all wounds. Not true. Time doesn't do anything to give you more wrinkles. Time doesn't do anything but pass as you trying to make plans for the next day. Time doesn't do anything but give you more life experiences.
Don't drink, don't smoke, I'm a healthy chick. I like a brother getting money, kinda wealthy shit. Don't want a dummy looking bummy or a beta bitch. I need a honey who will love and give me crazy dick. All I do is think about the bag. All I do is dream about the cash. 2 steps to the motherfucking side as I glide past. If you ain't reaching for the sky, then you ride last. I'm ready for the limelight. My hands rock steady cause the time's right. Billy born Betty, I'm the boss type. Looking for the heavy kind of king-like. I'ma get it how I get it till my heart stop. Get it how I live it till the mic drop. Hustle for the winner when I do.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Phoenix Novell, and thank you for tuning into another Boss Bitch Tips episode. In this Boss Bitch Tips episode, we discuss my 5 Boss Bitch principles, okay? Listen, these are mine. You could have your own Boss Bitch principles, but they are no nonsense. The idea of Boss Bitch principles are principles that you stand by, stick by no matter what. They're universal and they are interchangeable, if you will, okay? Boss Bitch principles are not to be broken. So if you don't have them, you can use mine, but I definitely advise everybody who considers themselves to be a boss bitch to have principles that they live by no matter what, because it makes sure that you are accountable and hold yourself to high standards when it comes to how you live your life. All right, number 1, my first boss bitch principle is do you first and foremost. Okay, now when I say that again, this is relative to you. Whatever doing you looks like and whatever it sounds like, whatever that looks like, do you. Do not live your life for somebody else. Do not live your life in fear of offending somebody else. Do you first and foremost, because when you do you first and foremost, there are no regrets, there are no resentments, there are no, damn, I wish I would have been this or did this or whatever, or because I didn't do this because I care more about what they thought, now I'm pissed off and now I'm not happy. All that goes out the window when you do you and do you first. Now, a lot of people think that having relationships or being in relationships is in conflict with being a boss bitch or doing you first. I say love later, only if it gets in the way of doing you. Me, I have a problem. I can't be in love and do me. Right now, I'm on a mission to achieve certain things in my life and certain goals, and being in love, because I think I'm an extremist and I like to do anything that I do to the fullest. I can't have 2 masters. I can't have one pulling at my heartstrings and then one pulling at my, my businesswoman strings, and give them my undivided attention equally. One of them suffers. That's just me. But if love makes you stronger, if love actually is on the road plan for you doing you and having the life that you want that involves this relationship or kids or whatever, by all means, love is a part of doing you. For me personally, it ain't. And not intimate love kind of like that. But number 1 is do you. Because when you do you, you can't have resentment toward anybody else. When you do you, if it doesn't work out, you know that you tried and you gave your all to it with no excuses and no regrets. You were fully focused and committed. And if whatever, like life, sometimes things don't work out, but sometimes they do. And when they don't work out, if you did not put your all into it, or you didn't give all your focus, or somebody else was clouding your judgment, or somebody else was louder, their volume was louder than the volume of what was in your heart, you can use them as an excuse as to why things didn't work out or why you're not happy. So that's number 1. Number 1 is do you unapologetically. My second boss bitch principle is heal whatever weaknesses you can ASAP. Heal whatever weaknesses you can ASAP. Now, I mean weaknesses of the mind, weaknesses of the body, weaknesses of the heart, emotional, physical, mental, whatever. All right? Because usually you realize when you're not healed by somebody pressing up against your triggers. Somebody pressing up against those wounds that you thought went away because time heals all wounds. Not true. Time doesn't do anything to give you more wrinkles. Time doesn't do anything but pass as you try to make plans the next day. Time doesn't do anything but give you more life experiences. It does not heal what it did not cause. Okay? What heals is you actually doing the work necessary to focus and put the lens on it. And sometimes it's painful too. But you heal by actually going through the flames, going through the fire, dealing with the emotions that cause this reason that you pushed it to the side, or reason that you didn't want to deal with it, or the heartache. Dealing with the issues. Sometimes you need to go to therapy to heal. Sometimes you need to actually confront some people. Look, everybody teach their own. I don't personally believe you have to confront the person to heal, but I do believe you have to face the issue, all right? But if you believe you have to confront somebody and the opportunity for you to confront them is there and possible, then do what you can, because what's going to happen is that healing that you think you have by just sweeping it all to the back, one day that door is going to bust wide open for whatever reason. It's going to bust wide open, and all of those emotions are going to come flooding out. And because you never healed all of that shit, you're not even going to know where it came from. That's the danger. This is why I'm gonna just veer off for a second. This is why I advocate taking breaks in between relationships. Right? When a relationship ends and you rush into another one, you really have not dealt with the energy of that past relationship. So you don't even really know how you feel about this other person sometimes, because all of that pent up whatever that you did not allow to dissipate or neutralize it by actually doing the work necessary to take away its power is now transferred into this. And then next one, and the next one, and the next one. And then you don't know why this other one isn't working out, or if they're the reason for your anxiety or fears or depression or stress. You just know something ain't right. So just to give you an example of why you need to heal whatever you can ASAP. Because there's some things that are so traumatizing that they cause more pain in our normal everyday life for us to deal with than if we actually tried to deal with them. And maybe we don't have time to do it right now. Say for instance, like, trauma that is generational or long-term standing, or maybe you need hypnosis, or maybe you really need some long-standing family therapy if you're still dealing with those people who might have been a part of that trauma or whatever. And you got to go out there and go to work and support. And like, there are things, sometimes the timing sometimes is not the best for you to put your all into healing when you have a life to live and you got goals and things that you have to accomplish. So I understand that. My point is, what I'm saying is, heal what you can ASAP, and what you can't, don't put it in the closet. Just remain aware that this may take more time, and schedule some time for that healing and that process to begin. Okay? I think you get me. Number 3, when something ain't right, drop it. There is no need to justify or rationalize, because that's what happens when we hold on to stuff that we know ain't right. A job, a relationship, thoughts about somebody, feelings about ourselves. When something doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right for a reason. Maybe you need more information, right? An offer or whatever. Maybe you were told the wrong thing and it's contradictory to what you have in front of you and you need to explore or whatever. But if it's not right, don't pretend like it doesn't exist, right? If it doesn't feel right, trust your intuition, trust that thing in your gut, because it's there for a reason. That means that something is incompatible. Something is incompatible, and it's telling you, hey, there needs to be more conversation here so that we can find a way to make this compatible to all the other information we got or who we are, right? But there's a reason for this gnawing. There's a reason for this attention that's being brought over here, because something is out of bounds. A habit, right? You have to get yourself into the space of dropping things easily. And I'm sorry, because sometimes people will think it's cold-hearted. But I think, boss bitches, we don't sit there and make excuses for things that are not on our level. We don't sit there and try to, raise it up by potential of what it could be versus not looking at what it really is. Because when you do that, and this is what I found, It's not necessarily that people are trying to be mean. It's just that it's just the natural progression that we make. When you make excuses for somebody, it doesn't usually make them become better. It makes them become content. It makes them become complacent. And then you get upset with yourself for not following your intuition when things don't work out in the end. So just set the tone from the beginning. That doesn't feel right. This isn't for me. I'm sorry. It's going to be a hard no. Right? That's it. Point blank. Period. All right? Because when you say yes to a job that you really don't want, and it doesn't feel right to you, but, it's a job, so why not? You already going there with the attitude and mindset that this thing ain't going to last because you ain't even really into it to begin with. Same thing with a relationship. He ain't what you want, she ain't what you want, but you holding on to them because they like you. Stop. That's not a reason to hold on to anybody because they like you. You are a part of this too, right? And then you wind up getting your feelings hurt because they don't want you no more, and then you mad because you ain't like them to begin with. No. If it ain't a hard yes, it's a hard no. Period. Point blank. Okay? Number 4, train your mind daily to love you. I'm going to say that again. Train your mind daily to love you. Hold yourself accountable for the dumb shit that you do. When you're not following through, or when you're not showing up the way that you should or whatever. But forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for your imperfections. Talk to yourself on a regular basis like you love yourself, like you are your biggest fan, like you are your biggest cheerleader. Boss bitches, we love ourselves. We love what we've been given to work with, and we work with it. You can spend all day wishing, shoulda, woulda, coulda, only if, but you wasting time with the wishes. Work with what you have. Work with where you are. Love where you are. Push yourself to be better. But in the meantime, the conversation that you're having with yourself on a regular basis needs to be one filled and full of love. I'm a vocal coach. I'm a life coach. I'm the kind of person who will inspire the hell out of you. But I have expectations for how you need to show up. And I'm sure you do too if you seek people out like me. Right? That's the point. If I'm just sitting there, not pushing you to be your best self, I'm not doing my job. But if I'm also, you horrible, I'm also not creating an environment in which it allows you to feel like you can spread your wings. Like there is a delicate dance between those two. Hold yourself accountable for what you need to do and how you can become better. Because when I hold myself accountable, it means I love myself. It means I have expectations for myself. I'm sorry about the noise in the background, guys. This happens a lot here where I stay. Sorry about that. Again, train your mind daily to love you. And the more you do, the more your habitual conversation, subconscious conversation will be one of love. The energy will be one of love, even if you don't even say anything. When you look at yourself in the mirror, the first thing that will happen was, oh, I'm so pretty. Without even saying it, your eyes, the way you look at yourself, it won't be like, oh God. All of these things are daily conversation of what we think about ourselves. It becomes a part of us, right? It is energy. It is the way that we are. It permeates whether we see it or not, guys, and it's very powerful. So talk to yourself on a regular basis with love and compassion. At the same time, hold yourself accountable to follow through on the goals you set for yourself. Because if you don't, you are never going to see the progress that you are absolutely able to attain. Okay? And I think this is number 5. Nothing for granted and no one for granted. Time, people, opportunities, health. Okay? So many people unfortunately think that the people that love them will always be there in their life because they love you so much and they show you and they tell you all day long. And a lot of the times we recognize that the people that we love like that usually take us for granted or take advantage of us because it's just an outpouring that they think will never dry up. Or say, for instance, if you have a job and you're always late or your boss is always nice to you or whatever, you think that that's the way that it's going to be and you got it sweet because it's always been that way. Nothing is forever, guys. Nothing. We are not, relationships are not, people are not, our health is not. We have to do things on a regular basis to feed, nourish, nurture, those things, those people, the health and wellness of all of it, because it is all living. It is all life. So you have to give back. You have to reciprocate. You have to not take for granted of the opportunities and your blessings that you've been given, right? You have to show people on a regular basis that you appreciate them, right? I don't care how small, how big it is. You have to feed those who feed you. You have to give your body healthy things if you want it to keep you healthy. Like it's a relationship. It's a back and forth. It's not just you. You have to feed it, or it's gonna be like, look, bitch, I'm trying, but I can't. Right? That relationship that you have, where they're always there. They're always there for you. You have to treat them some way, and it's not always money. It's not always physical things. Sometimes it's just, baby, thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate this. Whoa, you are special. Whatever, and keep your ear open to the things that they like, because you want to shock them with something because you were listening and they ain't know you was listening to them, and then bam, babe, I know you like this, so I did this for you. Right? Little things like that. Like, we have to be there for the people who are there for us. We have to appreciate our blessings, our accomplishments, because there will be times where they are not there. And sometimes we wait until those moments to actually appreciate the blessings. And it's not that it's too late. It's just that you realize then and there how much of a blessing you had. All right. So guys, those are my 5 boss bitch principles, and I hope that it helps somebody out there who is looking for more direction, looking for more clarity, and looking to kind of like level up in some way. If you have topic ideas, concerns, questions, thoughts, or just want to shout out a sister, make sure you email me at asktheboss@gmail.com. That's ASKTHEBAWSE@gmail.com, and I will get back to you, and maybe even, include you on my next topic idea. I've done that before, so don't be surprised if you write me and then I'm covering your topic. Okay, so make sure you tune in often just to make sure you can see where I'm at. All right, guys, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of the Boss Bitch Tips, and check me out for the next upload. Peace.